Let's just stay in one room, and I'm going to turn it over to Jill Hathaway from the Kansas City SBDC to talk about primary values.
Thanks, Dr. Hornsby. And definitely the culture, your core values define your culture, who you are as a person and what your business is. So we're going to actually do a exercise. And what we're looking for in this exercise, it is purposefully aligning your core values to who you are and how you want to operate and live by, within your business and personally live by. So this is a quick exercise. If you can share that, Andy, the exercise on the screen, what I'd like everyone to do is just pull out a piece of paper, scratch paper, and initially what you're jotting down is your 20 values of importance. And if we don't have it to share, what we'll do is what I'm looking for is a list of 20 values that you have as importance. So just jot down as quickly as you can your 20 values. And what tends to happen is when you get to number 12 or 15, you kind of start slowing down and really have to think about what would those values be. Here we go. So your 20 values of importance. So let's take a minute or two to jot those down. So as you've created your 20 values of importance, now what I'm looking for is to narrow those 20 down to the 6 that are more important to you. What would your 6 power values look like? Of these 6, then choose the 3 that are most important to you and jot down why they are most important to you. What would those 3 primary values be? These values are your words. They become the living and breathing part of your business. They serve as your guide. If you step away from your business, then you would see your business function just as if you had these 3 primary values. They'd serve in your stead. Lastly, if you'll share in the chat what the 3 primary values are for you. This is a great exercise to not only do personally as a business owner, also for your partners in the business, your upper management in the business, employees in the business, so that everybody can be on the same page and understand the values that the business actually chooses, and present those to your team, whiteboards, in your organizations, on the back of your t-shirts if you're out working in service industries, on your social, on your website. These are values that should be present and observed by your employees and your clients as well. So continue to think about this exercise and practice this exercise, like I said, with your staff and management, so that you guys can align with those values for the business. So it serves as the function of the business. Dr. Hornsby, I'm going to hand it back over to you.
What Jill's talking about there, famous author about business practices, Stephen Covey, several years ago wrote about the 7 habits of highly effective people. He also wrote several other books, and one book focused on what he called the zone of peak performance for an individual. And it's 3 circles in what we call a Venn diagram. And the idea is one circle is your personal values. One circle is your company's values. And the third circle is your interest and passion about the job that you're doing. And what you want, the zone of peak performance means the more those 3 circles overlap, the bigger the zone of peak performance, the more you're going to perform and be successful in your organization. And the research on that shows that when you're young and you take a job, a lot of times you sacrifice your job duties and interest and passion because you really identify with the values of the organization because they are very similar to yours. And you hope that you'll grow into a job as you get more experience with the company, something you're more passionate about. but it's critical that your personal values and your company's values overlap a lot for you to really have that zone of peak performance. So this values identification is really important in terms of being a high performer.